Hey, what's up everybody? Dave here with another new comic book day haul and recommendations video for all of you. And before I get into the comics, I'm going to do my customary shout out. However, this week it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be shouting out an event instead of an individual channel. And this event is Comics Curing Cancer, or C3. It's run by Rob over at Rob's Fat Stax. And this is a great event, and it just goes to show you how awesome this community really is. And it's going to be happening all weekend, starting Friday the 20th, all the way through Sunday the 22nd. All the donations and monies from purchases are going to be going towards the American Cancer Society. There are a bunch of channels that are going to be doing events this year starting on Friday. There's going to be a whole bunch of live streams and such. You're going to be able to make donations during these live streams. And during making those donations, you're going to be able to win prizes and such. And then on Sunday, they're actually going to be doing auctions, where they're going to be auctioning off pieces of art, slabbed comics, and a whole lot more. So this is a great opportunity to grab some awesome items and help fight one of the biggest supervillains of all time, cancer. Now, I have the schedule and links in the description box below, and it's going to be courtesy of the Godfather himself, Brian-LCS. I will also have a link to Brian's video and also Rob's video, which explains the whole weekend and the whole event. Okay. They are trying to raise $25,000, and at the time of this recording, they've raised $9,925 and change. So I believe they have a pretty good shot at getting to the 25,000, maybe even eclipsing it. And I really hope that they do. So please, if you have some time, if you're able to do so, please check out the links below and participate in this wonderful event. All right, everybody, so let me show you what I've got in this fat stack of books here. I'm going to start off with the books that came out last week. First up, I've got Creepshow, Volume 2, Issue Number 2. And this is from Image Comics, and this is the cover A. Then I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Saturday Morning Adventures, the Halloween Special, and this is the cover A. And now this next one, it's going to be a surprise for a lot of people that have been watching my videos. So, as Sam Jackson said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. I got a Marvel comic. The Superior Spider-Man Returns, issue number 1. And this is the cover A. And then I picked up the cover B. And I also picked up the cover C. Now, this was actually a book that really got me back into collecting comics years ago, and I really enjoyed this series, so I'm looking forward to checking it out again. Then we got Something Epic, issue number 6 from Image Comics. I got the cover A, and then I got the cover B, really cool It homage cover. And then I got the cover C, nice Sixth Sense homage. And then I got the cover D. And I got the cover E, a Walking Dead 20th Anniversary homage cover. And then I've got TMNT versus Street Fighter. And this is from IDW, and this is the cover A. And then I've got the cover B. And I got the cover C. And then I get the cover D. This is the 1 in 25 retail incentive. And I really like this one. It's Ken and Donatello. This is the 1 in 50 retailer incentive. Alright, so now... Oh, wait. Nope. I got one more from last week. This is the Berserker, Volume 3. Trade paperback. And this is from Boom 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 Studios. And this has Berserker issues number 9 through 12. Alright, so now onto this week's books. I've got Robotech Rick Hunter, issue number 2 from Titan Comics, and this is the cover A. And then I got the FOC Virgin variant. It's a pretty cool cover. I like this one. I like that one a lot. Then I've got Rare Flavors, issue number 1, second printing from Boom 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 Studios. And a Local Man, issue number 6 from Image Comics. This is the cover A. And then we got the back cover, has 2 covers like always. And then I got the cover D, the Walking Dead 20th anniversary homage cover. Yeah, back cover is the same as the other one. Time Before Time, issue number 28 from Image Comics, cover A. And then we got Berserker, issue number 1, Pen and Ink. And this is from Boom 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 Studios. And this is the first issue, and it's all in black and white. And it's got some commentary by the artist, Ron Garney. And that's the cover A. And then this is the cover B. It's kind of hard to see. You can see that image there. It's a little hard to see in the camera. It's a little bit easier up close though, but it's tough on the camera. And then I got the blank variant. Alright everyone, so let me give you my top 3 recommendations from this haul. Now this was very difficult to come up with because there was a lot of really good reads in this haul. All of these books are really good, they really were. Some spoilers ahead, so there's a spoiler warning. So first up, I'm going to go with Robotech, Rick Hunter, issue number 2. Jump in, check out some of the artwork here. Alright, a little more. Alright, sound wave if you would please, thank you. Alright, so shout out to my fellow Robotech fans, Trev the Shipping Guru and Robotech Guy over at the Undisputed Combo. So I was definitely a little leery about this series. I was concerned about the writing and the artwork and about the direction that the series was going to take when I read the first little preview about it and saw the first snippets of artwork. But overall, I'm liking it. And this was a really good issue. So this one's picking up from the end of the last issue, and we have the RDF and Southern Cross forces evacuating survivors of an attack by a Rogue Zentradi group. And this Rogue Zentradi group is led by a devoted follower of the late Chiron the Backstabber. And we have Rick and his Pegasus squadron that have been tasked with hunting down this group and putting an end to their plans. One of the things I actually really liked about this issue is that it had some flashbacks to the time of the SDF-1 and the first war. They showed some things that we never saw in the show or the old comics. And one of the things they showed, which was really cool, was a chance meeting between Rick and Captain Global in a bar, and Captain Global invites him to sit down and have a drink with him, and they do some talking and such. And we come to find that this chat that they have gives Global some inspiration for the speech that he's writing for Max and Miria's wedding. And it's a very important speech because of the significance of this union between a human and an alien. So I also do like in this issue the tension that they're showing that's built up between Rick and the RDF and Leonard and this Army of the Southern Cross. And that was something that, if I'm remembering correctly, they did touch on in the comics and in the cartoon series, because they are separate entities and they were seemed like they were always at odds with one another, and the Southern Cross had a bit of a chip on its shoulder. So I like that they've continued with that. But I was, again, worried about the artwork and the new Veritech designs when I saw those initial images, but I am happy with the way the artwork is going so far in this series, and they've had some pretty cool covers like this one. This is a really cool cover right here. And you know what, the new Veritech designs, they're really not all that bad. I mean, I prefer the old ones, but I'm so old school and retro, it's hard for me to get past the old designs, but I like the new designs. They're not bad at all. The issue ends on a bit of a cliffhanger with the Zentradi forces engaging Rick and his team in a heated battle, and they're kind of teasing I mean, I know the character is not going to die, but they're teasing like the character may die or maybe get seriously injured and trying to save Rick. I'm not going to say who it is. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it a little spoiler free as possible. But yeah, it was really good. And again, I've enjoyed this series so far, and the writing and art are very good. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next issue. And I hope that this series is selling well, so that they continue it, because Robotech really deserves a good comic book series. All right, next up, I'm going with a little Halloween theme on this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures, the Halloween special. Let's jump in, check out some of the artwork we got here. All right, so I haven't been too happy with Volume 2 of this series. I liked Volume 1 a lot, but so far Volume 2 hasn't been all that great. However, the last issue was not bad. It was pretty good. But this one is the best issue in the Volume 2 of this series so far. The Turtles are out on patrol, and they end up getting pulled into this place called Nightmare Land by some being known as Creepy Eddie. And he's pretty damn creepy in this issue. He can't harm them himself until after midnight, for whatever reason. It doesn't say why, but anyway. He gives them a chance, basically, at being sent home if they can follow, as in The Wizard of Oz, the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the Yellow Brick Road. So they have to follow that and make it to the end. But, of course, they are going to encounter various hazards on the way. And they do end up fighting various nightmarish creatures, such as a zombie pizza that looks a lot like Krang, but Krang is like a big pizza. They got a giant bone crab, which you saw in a couple of those pages there. And a mad scientist's test subjects, like one dressed up like a mummy and a werewolf. So they do that. They go on a little bit of an adventure there, trying to get to the end. Eventually, Creepy Eddie tries to trick them again and basically stop them from being able to go home. But they actually end up tricking him, and he ends up being disposed of by another being who eventually sends them home in order to piss off Creepy Eddie. Now, in the second story, there is actually a second story in the back here. That second story continues with the storyline from the last issue. And we have Shredder here summoning a spirit from the past that he's commanding to help him cut this ore. Basically, they got this ore. This ore is from outer space, I believe, if I remember correctly. And they don't have any tools that can cut it. And Shredder intends to cut this thing and make it into a indestructible weapon. So, since even tools from Dimension X can't even cut it. So what he does is he summons the spirit from the past to try and get him to help them do it. And the spirit, of course, recognizes who Shredder is when he tells him his name, and he refuses to help him because he knows he's a thief and an evil person. And the spirit actually creates all these illusions to terrorize Shredder and Krang. And it's actually pretty funny, the banter between Shredder and Krang here, with like Krang's mini fridge growing legs and running away, and Krang being pissed off that his favorite yogurt was in there and such. It was funny when the way they go back and forth with Krang making fun of Shredder like he did in the cartoon and all. Shredder's plan actually ends up working, unbeknownst to the spirit, as one of the illusions that the spirit created was an illusion of Leonardo, which attacked Shredder and was using swords to go after Shredder. And Shredder tried to block a strike using the ore, and when that sword touched the ore, it changed its composition somehow so that now it can be cut and molded. So his plan ended up working. And so again, like I said, this is the best issue of Volume 2 so far. The Nightmare Land sequence was very fun, and that second part also was very entertaining. And both stories, they really felt like episodes of the classic cartoon. So I really enjoyed this issue. And again, this was the best one of the Volume 2 so far. So I'm really looking forward to the next issue now and seeing where we go from here now that they're able to create this this weapon, it seems, that Shredder wants to make with this ore. So can't wait for that one. All right, and last but certainly not least, anybody who's watched my videos knows which issue this is going to be. I always save it for the end because I always go off on a tangent about it. Something Epic, issue number 6. Let's jump in, check out some of the artwork. Yeah, check this out. Check that out. Crazy. Absolutely amazing. Some more. Awesome stuff. Soundwave. Thank you. And the covers for this issue, this is my favorite one with the It homage. So this one starts out like all the other issues do, where we have some narrative exposition, and this one is about art and the emotions that artists put into their work, and also the emotions and sometimes physical response that people have while viewing art. It's just so really amazingly well written, just like all the other ones. You know, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I was never a big fan of a lot of narrative exposition, but this fits in so well every issue, and it always has something to do with what the issue is all about. Now, this one is picking up where the last one left off, where we have the man without a face has manifested from Danny, and he's now unleashing chaos and destruction in this world of imagination. All of Danny's repressed negative emotions that he's bottled up over all these years has gained enough energy and is now manifesting thanks to his exposure to the temple. And we have a bunch of battles that are raging on throughout this issue between the beings of this world and the creatures that have been unleashed upon them. Danny starts to fight back and is manifesting intense strength and power. And the goal, according to Al, is to have Danny lure the man without a face back to the temple in order to control his nightmares. So the man without a face, he's all of that negative emotion and fear and anguish and everything that Danny had bottled up all these years, and now he has to face it. He has to face his inner demons. Basically, this is what he's got to do. He's got to face his inner demons and overcome all of that. And he has to do it at the temple. Now, Danny seems to start falling into the trap of using his power in the wrong way. And by that, I mean he thinks that using brute strength and physically fighting will be the answer. And when he gets into his physical altercation with the man without a face, it's exactly what that character wants him to do. He's fallen into his trap, and it's making that character even stronger. There is a death in this issue. I'm not going to spoil who it is, all right? But I'm going to tell you, the way it was written was so well done, and the way it's illustrated is so great that it definitely elicited an emotional response from me when I was reading it. I mean, I had to put the book down for a minute when this happened. It was just a very powerful moment in this issue. And so Danny, he really has to overcome all of this negative emotion, but he can't attack it because, you know, using anger to combat anger just makes that a negative emotion stronger, and he's never going to win that way. All right. We do find out that Danny created Al, and I've been saying all along that I felt like Al was going to be revealed to be his father, but it would seem that I'm wrong about that. But now I believe that maybe what it is that he created Al at some point early on in his life as perhaps a replacement for his father, who was never around, and then for whatever reason forgot about Al, or kind of discarded him in a way, I guess, perhaps as he got older. Not 100% sure if they're going to explain what happened there or not, but now, especially because of this death that happens, he's having some severe self-doubt because of all these negative emotions, and the strength of them, and the destruction and chaos that they're causing. He feels like he's a bad person because all of this manifested from him, and he feels like that he's just a bad person. But what he needs to realize, and Al tells him this, is that he is a good person. And honestly, what he has to do is he has to realize also that everyone experiences negative emotions such as anger and anguish and fear. It's a part of life. The thing is just to not let it build up and take control of your life. And that's what I feel like the messaging is here. You have to, sometimes you do have to confront those inner demons, and you just can't let the negativity control your life. There really is a lot of positive messaging in these issues, and that's one of the things that I truly love about this series, is that they're really trying to spread positive messaging. The next issue is going to be the final issue in this arc, and then from what I read, there's a new arc that's going to be coming early next year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this arc ends and seeing where the story goes next from here. So again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I highly recommend this series. It truly is my favorite series of this year so far. And one of the things I was thinking about, with this cover here, I do love this cover. I like this one a lot of all the covers of this issue. But it's kind of like, obviously here you can see Pennywise would be the man without a face, and Danny is another sort of victim, I guess, that he's going after. And really, if I remember correctly from the It movies, particularly these new ones, the kids, they had to stand up to him. Like Pennywise, he fed off of their fear, and that's what this guy is doing too. He's feeding off of the fear and the anger and such that Danny has. But he's got to face him. He's got to face up to him, stand up to him, and show him that he's strong and that he's good. I feel like this. I just feel like this. This homage cover. It kind of relates to the story that's being told here. That's another reason why I picked this cover. That I felt like it really does relate to it. The relationship between Pennywise and his victims. The Losers Club, and the relationship between the man without a face and Danny in this issue. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. All right, everybody, so that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider hitting that good old like button and subscribing to the channel. And everybody that's already subscribed to the channel, thanks very much. I really do always appreciate all the support and kindness you guys always show. And thank you to Soundwave for helping me out like you always do. Did a great job. And also, don't forget, CBC Awards. Vote for the winners for all the different categories, all right? I'll have a link to the channel. I'll have a link to the website in the description box below. So please check it out and vote for your favorite content creators. And as I said at the beginning of this video, please also check out C3, Comics Curing Cancer. They're having events all weekend. All right, and of course, links will be down in the description box below. All right, so until next time, be safe, be well, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.
I'm just